I'm Connor Ware, and this is my video from my PBL project in my robotics class. And this is the NXT brick. Getting to know the NXT brick. There are main components on the brick itself, such as the all-in-one select button, which is the orange one in the middle. That's how you basically get around the menu, and while getting around the actual menus would be the buttons to the side of it. Left and right arrow. There are 3 ports on the top there for motors specifically, and that would be the outputs for A, B, and C, and the USB port to import programs and such like that. The inputs at the bottom, 1, 2, 3, and 4, are for sensors and such like that, such as sound sensors and light sensors, and like that. These are the different types of motors and sensors. The first one, of course, we just have the basic motor, which would be for wheels and or movement in general. Then we have the light sensor, which can track and guide an NXT robot, motors and such. And the sound sensor, of course, to detect sound. The touch sensor is for certain things like bumping up against stuff. And then you have the ultrasonic sensor, which measures distance and or proximity. There are different types of pieces and connectors. These are all different types of them. You have Studless beams, connectors, and axles, and then you also have these connectors to the side for different purposes. This is a type of NXT robot, a beginning project. Involves different types of connectors and axles, and also a program attached to it. This is your basic NXT interface for the program. To program stuff, you have all the different types of palettes and configuration panels. The configuration panel at the bottom is to select power and different motors for whatever specific job you need. You can see there's different types of rotations and durations, and a action, also direction. And then you have the controller, which downloads, plays, and stops all your program via the actual program itself. You also have your toolbar, which has about 3 different tools. Then your workspace, which is this right here, is where actually all of the data is stored. Not actually, but it just shows you your data that you've worked on. And the palettes is what you have on choice to do whatever you want to program with it. Interface, these are the 3 different types of tools. Pointer is to move the different blocks and or sequences around the workspace. Right here, this is the sequence. The pan tool is to move within the workspace. Say if you have a really large program and you're not exactly have the largest of windows, you can effectively move it around. So like say this is right here, then you got other different programs. Press this, just move it. And there's the comment tool, which adds notes to your code or program, and that's easy to get around. These are the different types of paths. These are most commonly used blocks, play and record, move. This for playing sound. This is to do stuff on the NXT brick screen itself right here. This is time period. This is a repeat. These are different types of blocks, never exactly using them, and never use these either. The basic program, basic moving program, you say you write a basic program, drag and drop a block on the sequence beam right here, and you can manipulate the configuration panel right here, which you can choose different ports, the direction, the steering, whether you want to go straight, left, or right, the different type of the power, how fast it goes, and the duration, whether it be seconds, minutes, unlimited, or a certain amount of rotations. And then you download it and run. The controller, this is for the window. This is how you choose your certain NXT brick, whether it be multiple or just one. It tells you how much battery you have and the name of your brick, firmware version. This is the rotation sensor or the motor. One rotation equals 360 degrees. It is built into the motors already. It reads plus and minus degrees and accuracy. and measures degrees or rotations. You can view the sensor on the NXT brick itself by choosing View and Sensor Type and selecting the port. So you can do actually some stuff on the NXT brick other than selecting a program. This is the sound sensor. It can measure in either decibels or PBL, or whatever you choose, whether it be something that the human ear can hear or something that you cannot hear, such as dog whistles, something along the lines of that. Stopless sound. You can yell into a sound sensor, and you can tell it to stop or move or go. This is the example program for exactly that. Move. This is the program to tell it to stop, or you can just yell something random. And then you also have the other one which stops it. This is the ultrasonic and distance sensor. Its range is from 0 to 255 centimeters. Its precision is around 3 centimeters, give or take, and it can report in either metric or American units. This is a challenge. It is for parking the NXT using this supersonic and distance sensor. You will find a parking spot and or hit a touch sensor, and then it will turn into its spot until it gets close enough to the wall. This is the program for exactly that. Right here, touches, it moves to its spot, and it tells the distance until it's too close and or close enough to stop. There's a certain amount of memory, and these files are generally small, but also the storage on your NXT brick is generally small as well, depending on the type of programs you put on it, whether they be simple or complex. And through the NXT program window, you can delete them. Structure. These are loops, as I said right here. This is a loop, and it repeats it forever until you tell it to stop. This is a program to make sure your brick stays on the table, and that's generally used via the light sensor. It says right here. Actually, it's used the ultrasonic sensor, so I'm completely wrong. Well, it loops and stuff like that, and then switch. I guess it's just supposed to go around. Remote control. Program required to drive while the touch sensor is pushed. So basically, you saw the touch sensor earlier, and it looks like that right there. See the little nub? It can be pushed in and do stuff while it is pushed in. This is the thing like that. It is in a giant loop because as long as it's pressed, you want it to go forward. Also, the NXT can play sounds as well, but sounds generally take up more memory. You gotta remember, it's only about like 100 kilobytes on there. You can make your NXT display something, but generally it's very small, and things such as this, only about 100 by 64 pixels, or 7 lines of text on a default Word document. It also takes up memory space. If you want your NXT to say hello to you, I don't know why, but you want to. This is it. You have to have, of course, your own sound and stuff. It says hello and have a nice day, and the NXT says hello world on the screen, and generally takes 2 seconds. You can have custom blocks and custom stuff, and I believe it's mainly for custom programs. You can write the code for your block on your own. Select all the blocks for my blocks and create my block, and boom, and there you go. Okay, your own custom icon, and that is your own custom program. This is just a challenge for an NXT where you want to create your own block of program.